me, Dee, and today we are going to be recapping Week 6 of the NFL. I'm here joined by Real Bills Now host Brennan Harrington. Brennan, what's going on?
Nothing much. How about you?
I'm doing good. The Thursday night game, Chicago has yet to win a football game. Chicago won 27-21. Any thoughts on how the Giants looked in their week? Yes. No.
Sorry, I can hear you. Keep up breaking up.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you hear me now? Yes. No. Yes. No.
Wait, let me hang up and then I'll
All right.
call again.
All right. So yeah, again, the Bears defeated the Giants. How do you think the Giants looked in this Thursday night game, and do you think there's any rebounding from at all season for the Giants?
They didn't look too bad actually. It was just a couple of key mistakes by Eli Manning with running back.
Yeah, so I agree. I think the Giants, I mean, they look good, but I think the Bears are a better football team, and the Giants just have too many holes on defense to me for them to really come back here. So I like the Bears, though, how they look, and I think they're going to continue. Who do you think wins that NFC North between the Lions, Packers, and Bears?
Yeah, I like the I like the Lions in that division. Their offense looked really good, except when they didn't have Calvin Johnson. The Packers also look good, but they're missing their two top receivers in the next couple weeks. Because Jordan Nelson. So I actually think that the Lions will come out with the division. How about you? The Blues are really good too. So you never know.
I kind of like the Lions too, based on how their defenses look too. Turnover wise, Ezekiel Ansah, the first round pick's been huge, and I think if once Calvin gets healthy, that dual threat of that plus running game is going to be huge. But the Packers, to me, losing Cobb and James Jones is huge. I like the Bears to be that second team. I like the Lions as well. I think they're going to be a threat in the playoffs once it rolls around. All right, so let's talk a little bit about.
Yeah, I agree, but
yeah.
I think maybe three of those teams in that division can go to the playoffs.
Yeah, probably. I
think
yeah.
It's a really good division this year.
I can see that too. And speaking of them, Green Bay defeated Baltimore in a close game, 19-17. Their defense played great. Eddie Lacy had 120 rushing yards. But again, the Green Bay struggles to score points. Do you think that do you think that this Packers team is better than they have been as of late? Or do you think, honestly, that this team, even if they make the playoffs, could be one and done like they have been, well, not last year since they beat Minnesota, but, not deep into the playoffs?
I would think they're really good this year. They're running game. They've got three threats at running back. But I think that they might, even if they do go to the playoffs, I think they'll be one and done. I don't think they're good enough to win in the playoffs. Even though the defense plays so well, that the Ravens and Dolphins top player play Matthews, so
yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like Green Bay this year.
All right, let's talk. Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the Bengals versus the Bills game that went into overtime. Surprisingly, not many people thought that Lewis was going to play as good as he did. Had over 200 yards passing, 216 to be exact. A rushing touchdown, two passing touchdowns, and it's pretty good. They lost the game, but some great upside for the Bills. Just talk a little bit about what you saw from them Sunday as you were at the game against Cincinnati, which is a pretty good team that's arguably going to win the AFC North.
The players, maybe not played like past years. They played the game, but the defense really picked it up. The comeback on offense, two great passes. Scott Chadwick perfect rainbow pass, right?
Yep.
Marky killing fans just tied up with a man to go. So I really like how Thad Lewis played. I think he could be Eugene Manuel. And it was special teams really lost this game with the 50-yard punt return in field goal range in overtime. So,
Yeah.
really good.
I liked what I saw from Thad Lewis. I thought he ran the read option well. I thought he didn't do anything that hurt the Bills, and put him over the top. I think they looked pretty good. Andy Dalton actually finally looked pretty decent. He's looked pretty bad. It was his first game with a passing touchdown in 2 weeks. But I think the Bills look. I still think the good Bills are in good hands. They did sign Matt Flynn. Do you think next week?
But they're saying that it's a minor injury. About either Matt Flynn, who they just signed yesterday. Rookie Jeff Toole.
Yeah.
The leader is Matt Flynn since he's brand new, good free agent veteran. But if he can't learn the playbook, then they're obviously gonna have to stay with Jeff Toole in the backup role. So we'll see about that.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Detroit defeated Cleveland. I think there's not much really to say about that. Cleveland, to me, with Brandon Weeden's a much worse team than when they had Hoyer. Kansas City and Denver are now the only undefeated teams. But Peyton Manning and those Broncos beat the Jaguars 35-19, but we're only up by 2 heading into the half. Is this a concern for the Broncos, you think? I mean, I don't really take much from it, but I mean, the fact that the Jaguars were in this game at all might be kind of a concern for that defense.
Alright, so yeah, I do feel concerned about the Broncos defense without Von Miller the next couple of weeks, but I really do think the Jaguars could be some teams. I don't think they're going 0-16 after that kind of performance against the Broncos.
Yep.
Their defense actually played pretty well against Peyton Manning. Forced 2 or 3 turnovers against them. Only lost 35-19, which is one of the best that any team has done against the Broncos this year so far, playing with Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that just shows that every NFL team can win some games, and NFL team that's too bad.
Yeah. I took from it that the Jaguars are not going to bend over easily just because Denver was ruled as one of the top favorites in NFL history. I still like what the offense. They still put 35 points on the board, the Broncos, but the defense showed some flaws again for the second week in a row. I don't know. I still think they're a great team. They're undefeated, obviously, still. But I'm just going to talk a little bit about this Eagles Buccaneers game. Then I'll get your take on the QB battle between Vic and Foles. I loved what I saw from Foles. 4 total touchdowns, no interceptions. He's been showing great poise in the pocket. He can run the offense well. I thought McCoy ran the football great again. Another 100-yard running game. And then Deshaun Jackson's just been electric. But, I mean, I think the Eagles at 3-3 have a great chance to win the East. Do you like Vic or Foles to be the Eagles starter heading into the next couple weeks? If Vic is healthy.
Yeah, I liked what I saw from Nick Foles. Especially on the deep ball. He threw a couple of really good deep balls right to Riley Cooper and Deshaun Jackson. And then Deshaun Jackson also had another touchdown, obviously. But I don't know what's going on with the quarterback right now. Is Vic gonna start another week because of his injury, or is Foles in the job?
Yeah, Foles is gonna start against Dallas because Vic's hamstring is 100%. But I'm just wondering when Vic is fully healthy, if Foles comes out and beats Dallas, if they'll even go back to Vic. I don't know. I don't think they will.
Yeah. I really like what I saw Foles. I liked it way better than I've seen from Vic all year long. So I think he should have the job, but obviously maybe that's not why. Maybe that's why I'm not the front office or coach for the year.
So, let's talk, I want to talk about this game, which was, just weird. The Patriots against Saints. The Saints had the game in the books. After Brady turned the football over, with a minute left they had the football, and somehow they gave it back to Brady, who scores a game-winning touchdown with only 3 seconds left to Kendall Tompkins. Do you think this Patriots team is legit without the big-time weapons that they've had before? And now losing Gerard Mayo, how deep do you think the Patriots can make it into the regular season and in the playoffs?
It's in their hands right now, at least. So I think they're obviously going to go play. They're going to have Madrid. I don't know if he'll ever be expected to play this week. But they really did look really good against the Saints in the final. They looked horrible against the Saints until the last drive. Their offense and they looked really bad against the Bengals too. But that last drive really showed who Tom Brady is and what he can do.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like what the Saints are doing. It was just bad. They all they had to do was get either one first down or just run the ball. They kept on throwing the ball. They gave the Patriots a timeout. They gave the Patriots, I think it was 4 in the last 3, 29 ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, a really weird game, honestly. I thought the Patriots outplayed them throughout the entire game. They held Jimmy Graham to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Aqib Talib is probably, to me, the player of the game other than Tom Brady. And yeah, report just came in that Gerard Mayo is having pectoral surgery, and his season is in doubt. They already put Shane Vereen on the IR designated to return, so they come there. So unless they hold on to him, he's done. So that's big news from New England. So let's talk a little bit about this. This will be our last game. We'll wrap it up with. We'll talk about the Dallas versus the Washington Redskins game. Dallas is now 3-3. Washington continues to struggle on offense and defense. Did you more see this as Dallas making a statement as they kind of earn the win more, or Washington kind of giving it away?
Alright, I didn't more think what I saw from RG3 defensive mobility. Obviously, that was the first game that I've seen from RG3 since his opening day against the Eagles Monday night. But I just didn't like what I saw from him. But yeah, the Cowboys did look impressive, especially their special teams. Can't think of the name right now, but he had a huge touchdown return to start off the game on the second quarter. But
Dwayne Harris.
And that 40, yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, Dwayne Harris.
And then Tony Romo, oh my gosh, that one throw, there's a guy coming right on him, he's running to the right side, and
yep.
I think it's Trent Williams' hands, that was an unbelievable throw, I love that throw.
He showed, yeah.
And, yeah, the Cowboys seem to make a statement, but it's not against a good team,
I think that RG3 has shown some struggles in the pocket. I just don't think he's comfortable back there. He ran the football better. He had 77 yards rushing. But yeah, I like how the Cowboys looked, and I think that this Cowboys matchup this week is going to be huge to decide the division. So that's going to wrap it up for today's NFL Experts recapping Week 6 podcast. So yeah, that's going to do it. We'll wrap it up. We'll be back with our wager show, me, Brendan, and Nick. We'll have our preview for Week 7. So, Brendan, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Alright, we'll see you later.